But I've been reading a lot about journalism and performance and how they overlap, because you know that I'm a journalist by background and I like performance. And there's a book that a Brazilian called Agusto Boal wrote. It's called The Theatre of the Oppressed. And it's his experiences bringing storytelling and journalism to often illiterate people around Brazil. And he says that one of the best forms of performance is simply standing and reading a newspaper report aloud as a kind of performance. So I was writing in my book, you know, I keep all these books, that what is exciting about the recitation is that it adds a layer of interest, because it's not just the content, it's got this relationship between the performer and the content. So it creates a frame, like in a number of stories which are narrated by someone who becomes the frame. And I was thinking about this also because I attended a service online, and there was this really chilling and Good Friday service. There's this really chilling moment when the choir was singing what could be quite flat, which is a bit of the gospel, but each of them took a different role. So one person was singing Pilate, one person was singing Jesus, a lot of people were singing the crowd. And what was it was actually in its own way very similar to someone just reading a newspaper report. Okay, they were singing and they were doing it beautifully, but they were simply taking a text and performing it. And so what I did was, because this is a pilgrimage and I had to choose the route and I don't know who else is coming, so I wanted to stop here because I once went to 10 Downing Street, and it was when I was you know that I wasn't well, and it was when I wasn't well, and I completely don't mind if you don't want to read it, I'll read it myself, but I just wanted to acknowledge my friend who was there at the time. So I've written this very short blog post, and I just wondered if it would be interesting to do a bit of the Agusto Boal, instead of me reading it, if you read it.
Yeah, I'll have a go.
Okay. And please, of course, give yourself full permission not to do it very well, and then I'm sure you probably will, but there's no don't worry about doing it right or anything. So maybe if you just read, you don't have to read you maybe read whatever you like.
Do you want me to start at the beginning?
Yeah, do you want to do the title as well?
The intro. Encounter at 10 Downing Street. While I was still in psychiatric hospital, but going home at night, I went to a reception at 10 Downing Street. It felt like another planet. Happily, a great friend recognised me. I'm posting this picture because I've been in touch with my friend again today. I remember how wonderfully she responded to me telling her I'd come straight from mental hospital. She laughed and shared a few things about her own various struggles over the years. I felt hugely grateful to be able to laugh, and for her bravery in sharing her own stories. The following day, I was back in hospital again. Next time I attend a glitzy reception, if anybody should invite me to one, I will try to remember that people around me might include psychiatric patients on day release. Postscript. Farah Tazeen Ahmad died on 6 November 2019. The world lost an award-winning broadcaster. Her sons lost their mother, and I lost a dear friend.
Wow, thank you, David.
That's very moving.
Thank you. It was very moving for me to hear it coming from you, and I'm incredibly grateful to you for reading it, and I desperately hope that you didn't feel sort of obliged to.
That was a privilege.
Well, thank you.
Many privileges, but that was certainly a privilege.
Well, I wanted to feel like we could go in somewhere on this virtual journey, and we could do something that isn't superficial. And I felt like that was a way to do it. So really grateful that you did that. Thank you very much. And thank you to Tazeen as well for being there at the time. So I guess that now, being back outside the gates, I wonder whether you see them in a different way, whether you feel different about like where we are on this trip or anything.
Well, yes, it puts humanity into it. Yeah. It's easy to see all these buildings in London as inhuman, something that's not, doesn't connect with you.
Yeah.
But I've always thought myself, because lots of people fear hate going to London and think I'm mad. And they say, how can you like London and Shetland at the same time? They're completely different. Well, yes, they are, but they're both humanity. It's humanity.
Yeah.
And the way to look at London is to look at it like a lot of little villages.
Yeah.
At the time, you don't try and look at the whole thing. And this is with Downing Street. You're looking, that just gave an insight into the depths of it and the humanity that goes on within.
Yeah, I think it really, it's hard for me to think what my commentary on it is, because I'm kind of part of what you've just read, but it's a really profound reminder that what I sometimes think of as a big, heartless, inhuman governmental complex does actually have inside it real people, and who knows what they're going through.